Oh, there we go. Welcome back. Hello, how are you? It is Wednesday. Well, Thursday. It's not Wednesday. Yesterday was Wednesday. Today is Thursday. Welcome back to the Blackfire Technical Analysis YouTube channel. Hello, community members. Thank you for being here. Happy Thursday / early Friday morning. It is nice and chilly outside. Kind of like a light switch. All that summer heat's kind of gone all of a sudden. Does seem like fall is starting to set in. I am pretty excited. I don't have to run my air conditioner anymore. I could turn the whole system off and save a fuck ton of money. Excellent weather out there. It is beautiful. Thanks for being here, everybody. Just as a quick heads up, I didn't think I'd be doing this in the video, but we currently are at 294 members in the Facebook group, the Facebook community. But 90 on Facebook. If you're a part of the Blackfire Technical Analysis Facebook platform, please do me a huge favor. Even if you're not into this type of content, I ask for your support so that we can gain some visibility, so that we can get a little bit more algorithmic help from YouTube to potentially gain more visibility within the channel, so that I can reach a larger demographic. Come over to that YouTube channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tick that little bell. We have plenty of interesting things to talk about here today, including a bunch of targets that were met. Fucking fantastic. We'll start with Nasdaq here. as with Nasdaq, I was looking at the this bounce here to achieve a target of that 21 exponential overall, looking for a break of the tentative resistance here. We actually did break just barely above it. That did confirm with today's candle closure back above this region here to confirm as new tentative support. Although we did get rejected at the yellow 21, the next couple of candle closures will determine, in my opinion, the directional movement of this asset overall. Again, the 21 being my main compounding asset, right? The main edge that I'm looking for when it comes to continuation or continuation up or continuation down here. We do see today's candle open currently rejecting the yellow 21 exponential here. And if we do reject this region here, I'll be very, very, very convinced that we might be in the precipice of seeing another lower high in a slew of lower highs. Again, we got the blow off top here, the all-time high at 15,700, followed by the lower high here, hitting the resistance at 15,515, followed by a complete breakdown of structure. Nice little bouncy bounce off of this, $14,900 region, back above support, right? Back above resistance to confirm his new tentative support, but we're seeing rejection along that 21 here. Alongside of that, I do see RSI back above the 50 read, but we're meeting that exponential here and not really gaining any momentum past that here. Again, this is just kind of my bias, kind of my perspective of how I see the market. That is not indicative of any type of movement direction here. So in the future, which we will talk about, we do see stochastics, nice little cross up. Not strong, right? Not a strong cross-up, to be quite honest with you, but a cross-up nonetheless, confirming support of this long-term diagonal trend line of support here at the bottom side of the bearish control zone. So I do like that for potential continuation here. Again, but the main fundamental factor here that I want to see, right? We do have one critical signal here so far. And technically, you could argue that we have a second critical signal with the cross up and the support of the support line in the stochastics region. So we do have, a couple of warning shots being fired as far as the bullish perspective is concerned, but that third and final straw has not been met just yet. At the current moment in time, like I said before, we are currently rejecting the 21 exponential. So what does that tell me? 1 second. What it tells me is that the 21 is acting as tentative resistance at the current moment in time. And as long as price action here in Nasdaq today and for the next couple of days, couple of weeks, as long as we remain below that 21 exponential, no matter what momentum oscillators tell me here, my general disposition is down. If we do see another rejection of this 21 exponential here today, I would be inclined to look for a move all the way back down to the current support at 15,175. Any candle closure below there, I will look for a lower high to confirm, and new lows below the $15,000 low is going to be on the books here for Nasdaq, in my opinion. I chugged that water too fast, excuse me. As a matter of fact, targets that I would be looking for are all the way down here. Actually, you know what? Let me get... This is annoying. I'm kind of a perfectionist, and this is a little bit annoying here. Let me go ahead and just, boop, get rid of that shit. We have a blue box territory. We have a clearly defined blue box territory. I'm going to be using that as a point of reference here for kind of horizontal support for now. But generally, if we do get a lower high confirmed along this region on that yellow 21 exponential with continuation and follow through, I will be looking for targets all the way back down to the current tested zone at 14,830. We'll just call it 14,830. That would be the general target to the downside if we do confirm a lower high. But ultimately, I'll be looking at this region here as the last stand, last hopium, support here for potential bullish continuation. Again, we are on a higher low trajectory technically, right? We are. Boom, just like that. We do have 1, 2, 3 higher lows here and 1, 2, 3, 4 higher highs. This could arguably be a micro downtrend. However, if it continues to play out as a downtrend, my confidence is going to increase for the probability to the downside movements here. And obviously, last hopium, support level here for an absolute catastrophic decline, in my opinion, is the 14,830 region here. Any candle closure below there, I'll look for a swift move all the way down to 14,600 bucks, give or take a few bucks here or there, and I would look for bounces along the way and the downtrend to continue onwards for the foreseeable future here. Again, this isn't any kind of crystal ball hopium, bullcrap here. I don't have a projected timeline for these types of things. All I do know is that the pressure, in my opinion, is to the downside, and we are seeing a little bit of relief after the bounce here, but technically we had a change of behavior, and again, it's all arguable, right? It's all about perception here. Perception tells me that this low here is not really, this isn't a consequential low. This isn't a major low here that was printed on the 26th of August. This isn't a huge major low to be in consideration of. Now, this low down here that was printed on the 18th of August most definitely is a major low in my opinion. So while we do have a little bit of a downtrend, definitely confirmed, we could definitely argue that a downtrend is confirmed at the current moment in time. We do have a change of behavior, right? While it is an inconsequential low within this region here, we have taken that out. And anytime we take out a higher low in an uptrend here, that is indicative of a change of behavior. So, my bias here is we're below the 21 exponential. We see pressure down. We have a lower high and we have a lower low, potentially going for another lower high. If we do confirm that here, the targets to the downside become extremely valid in my opinion. Now let's talk about the potentials for the upside. Again, we do see stochastics, curling up here, supporting, right? We have to look at the, both sides of the coins. We do see stochastics here curling up, onwards and upwards right now. A little bit weak, but nonetheless curling up. The exponential is positive. The stochastics is positive, looking to gain momentum here. And RSI as well, a little bit flatline, but boom, hitting that long support trend line here that we've been talking about for quite some time now. We confirmed the bullish divergence drive, a bullish divergence low off of the support line, and boom, right back above that 50 read. Again, the 50 read is a signal, is a critical signal in my opinion, unless we reject the exponential here. So for the bullish perspective, again, the last underlying factor that I'm looking for as far as continuation is concerned is an open and closure back above that 21 exponential. And if that condition is met, I will look for price action to climb to this lower high region here at 15,515, we'll call it. But again, unless we close above that region, confirming a new high, I am not bullish for new all-time highs on this asset. We're not that far away, to be quite honest with you. We have had a nice reaction off the lows here, but until we print new highs, I have to look at this from a bearish perspective. I have to look for potential downtrend continuation. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm not planning for, uptrend continuation. I'm not, that doesn't mean that I'm not planning this low here to be a macro higher low, which technically it is, but we have, conflicting factors in my opinion. One, we have a downtrend, right? We're below the 21 exponential. Two, stochastics is crushed. RSI, not so crushed anymore, but we're seeing pressure to the downside on both momentum oscillators. Factor number three, we're currently rejecting the 21 exponential. So, considering those factors for the bearish perspective, I have to think of the bearish perspective and considering the factors. Factor number one, putting pressure on the 21, bouncing off the support line for both stochastics and the RSI. I have to consider the bullish perspective as well. So that's kind of how I'm looking at Nasdaq here today. It'll be interesting to see what this does over the next couple of days. I wonder if the downtrend will confirm, and if it does, if it does confirm, I'm going to get really excited because the same type of principles apply to Bitcoin, which is the only asset that I'm currently trading, that I'm currently in a position for right now. I don't have enough buying power. Just to give you guys, again, I'm all about honesty and transparency here. I don't want to hide anything from the YouTube members. As far as my Webull account is concerned, I am in the green, most definitely, but I still don't have enough buying power to short yet. You need a $2,000 minimum to open short positions, and then you can only open short positions on stocks that the platform will allow you to open short positions on. So I'm taking my time a little bit. I'm playing the long game here for the Webull platform, but at the end of the day, am I willing to put more money in? No. I've had some shit go down in the last few months here. I've actually been bleeding capital for reasons outside of trading. So I'm trying to get back on my feet and get my my savings account back to where I want it to be before I'm comfortable with putting any more money into the stock market or the cryptocurrency market. Whatever I have in these accounts right now is the only thing. It's the only money that I'm willing to lose. It's the only money that I'm willing to trade right now. So, while I have the intent to grow my accounts via trading and via depositing money, I'm just not comfortable doing that yet. So that's kind of where I'm standing as far as trading is concerned. Looking at SPY futures is a little more convincing to me. Just because, I was looking at this one as not such an inconsequential low around the $43.90, $43.90 region here, swiftly taking out, and we can see a similar type of inconsequential low printed on SPY futures here, just like Nasdaq, and we took that low out and then took an actual major low out here. So this one is a little bit more dire in my opinion. But again, we do have this long diagonal trend line here coming into this formation. Obviously it works, right? You can see 1, 2, 3 tests, 4 tests, it works, right? It is definitely a support trend line here, so it's validated, right? It is validated, which again, that's why I plan for everything. Right, I try not to trade my personal opinion of what I think is going to happen. I trade what the market actually tells me to trade, right? And technically, yes, we have a diagonal support trend line here coming into SPY futures. We have a nice bounce of support, a nice low, no bullish divergence, but a low nonetheless, and kind of the same action here on SPY futures as in Nasdaq. We do see price action closing above the, I don't even know what this is. Oh, okay. 44.35 resistance and potentially confirming it as new tentative support here. But we are currently seeing rejection of a similar fashion with the 21 exponential. Oh, Jolly Lover is in the house. Is this trade off pure? How do I say this? I try not to be offensive. Can you rephrase that question? Rephrase that question because I don't know what you mean, man. Is this trade off of pure chance? No, no matter what, I'm gonna pause. No matter what trades that you take, man, it's all about statistical probability. Now, obviously, studies and experience in the market definitely apply. But no matter what, whether you're a professional trader or you're trying to become a professional trader or you're a beginner trader, all trades, dude, are pure chance. But the most important factor for becoming successful long term is risk management, and risk management is not a chance. That is a choice. 99% of traders who fail at trading do not know how to manage their risk, and that's ultimately why they end up losing trades to begin with. Managing risk, when I put in a position, I always try to manage my risk off the 21 exponential as tightly as humanly possible, just because I know, once we're below, I know the pressure is below the 21 exponential, and my trade to the downside is based off the 21 exponential. I want to stay 2% above that as long as possible, and take profits along the way, man. At the end of the day, that's what makes a successful trader, is planning for every trade. If you fail to plan, your plan is to fail. Expect nothing and prepare for everything. And I'm repeating words off of another YouTuber. His name is Crypto Kirby. I think the dude is absolutely crazy smart when it comes to the market and market fundamentals and technical analysis. And I am stealing some of his phrases, but I look at him as a mentor. Although he might not know it, he might not even see my videos ever. I do look at him as a mentor, and those things stick with me. Plan for everything and expect nothing. And the thing I plan the most is entry points and risk management. Without those two fundamental factors in my trading game here, I'd be a loser, definitely, consistently, long term. So that's kind of my best explanation of that question there, good sir. Back to it. Trades are definitely digital. I use a platform called Webull. To be honest with you, I do most of my trades on my cell phone, man. I use a platform called Webull, and I use another platform for cryptocurrencies called FemX. And yes, both are digital transactions, but the shares that you own are not digital. Those are actual shares. Like if you buy a stock, you buy AMC. You buy 5 shares of AMC. You legitimately own 5 shares of AMC if you purchase those 5 shares of AMC. But once you sell them, they're gone, right? Same thing with cryptocurrency. I do have a cryptocurrency wallet. Oh, where is my crypto wallet, bro? Did someone steal my shit? No, you know what? I put it somewhere. I just don't remember where I put it here. Well, I do have, it's like a little USB drive. When I buy cryptocurrencies, there it is. There's my little crypto wallet. This is my little crypto wallet. Fucking duck. Little crypto wallet right here. It's an Nano Ledger X, and basically when I buy cryptocurrencies, Obviously, I buy the majority of them for my trading platform, but I like to take a small percentage of what I purchase cryptocurrency-wise and deposit it into my cryptocurrency wallet. Why? Because any asset that I choose to trade, I'm also choosing to invest in as well. So while I'm trading on the side to make immediate-term gains, medium-term gains, I also look for the extremely long-term. I believe in the cryptocurrency market. I believe in a couple of cryptocurrencies full-heartedly. I believe Bitcoin could easily be a seven-figure, cryptocurrency asset, in the next decade, maybe next 15 years. I definitely believe Bitcoin has enough popularity and enough capital and enough of everything to be a seven-figure asset in the future. But that's why I trade some, and I trade them. I trade the majority of it, but I store a small percentage of it for long-term potential gains. Back to the analysis. The 21. I was just talking about the 21. We are seeing the 21 here for SPY futures, currently pressuring down on again, price action, and the disposition is basically exactly the same. We do see stochastics curling back up, a lot more momentous in my opinion. RSI back above the 50 read and the exponential as well. So this one actually looking more promising for continuation to the upside. But again, that third factor, that main factor that I take into consideration is that 21 exponential. Unless we close candles above that 21 exponential, I'm not going to be looking for a test of new highs here. And even if we do close above that 21 exponential, the next hurdle that this asset has to accomplish is the resistance here at 44.75, and that would be the last lower high in this formation here. If price action can open and close a candle above that high, we will have new highs confirmed, and I will be looking for trend reversal to the upside. I will no longer look at this as a downtrend in formation. I will actually look at this as a legitimate confirmed macro high or low, and I will be looking for new all-time highs on both assets and pretty much all three of them. Dow Jones here looking kind of the same. Oh, wait a minute. Did we close above the 21? Oh shit, dog! We closed above the 21. Look at that. So what am I going to be looking for here on Dow Jones? Yes, we do have a macro high or low. Once again, this is definitely confirmed, but the continuation factor is still what we need to be looking for. And this one actually has the most work, in my opinion, to accomplish before I am convinced that this one's going to look at trend reversal. This region here at the $35,450 target is the only target that I'm looking at the current moment in time. If we close candles above that region, if and only if we close candles above that region, I will be convinced of new all-time highs. Again, we haven't seen a lower high since this high here, and then the consequential breakdown below the 21. My throat's getting a little dry. I do apologize, everybody. Let me get some of this water. Wow, you went over 21. Okay. I think Jolly Lover is not familiar with technical analysis. So the 21 exponential is a indicator of the average price of an asset over a 21 bar period. And what does that mean, 21 bar period? So I'm looking at the 24-hour time frame or the daily time frame, which means one candle closure every 24 hours. Every single bar that you see here is a 24-hour period of time versus price action. So on the daily, the 21 exponential here is a measurement of the average of price action over a 21 day period. Same rule applies on the 4-hour, except it's not a 21-day period, it's a 21 bar period. Every bar on this time frame is a 4-hour candle closure. 4 hours here, 4 hours here, 4 hours here, 4 hours here, etc., etc. While this strategy applies, in my opinion, the most on the daily time frame, the 21 exponential is just an indication for me whether to take a trade to the long side or to the short side. But coming back to Dow Jones, we're back above the 21 exponential here. Very, very, very girthy, momentous upside push here. Stochastics curling back up through the through the bearish control zone. Very positive slope on the on the exponential, and very positive slope on the stochastics as well. I do like that. Nice bounce off the bearish control zone. Technically, we have a two-touch line, a two-touch trend line. Technically, you could argue that that's there, but we're back above the exponential here, looking for a straight shot through that 50 read here. Again, I do have looks for movements to the next resistance here, which we seem to have already tested. But the fact that we're above the 21, I will look for moves to 34,960 here. And again, unless we close, a secondary candle closure above the 21, I'm not going to be looking for, extreme pushes here. Again, I'm really on the fence right now for a lot of these assets because I'm watching the 21. I'm watching the 21 exponential very, very, very closely. We do have our first confirmed closure above it on Dow Jones here, and what will convince me of continuation is a secondary open and closure back above it. Well, this does look very convincing. I'm a conservative trader. I want to be as safe as possible, and I'm going to take the perceived edge that I use to trade here. So if we do decide to reject, right? If we do reject here and see a closure below this one right here, this support at 34,550, I will be convinced that we might have another lower high in formation and targets come all the way down to 33,250 bucks. That would be the next general target if we do confirm a lower high in this formation. That would just be indicative of downtrend continuation again. And like I said, prepare for everything, expect nothing. While I'm looking at this formation here, yeah, we do technically have a macro high or low. In conjunction with this low, we can draw a little bit of a trend line from here to here. It is a high or low, yeah. But we have the same evidence on this one as we do as Nasdaq and SPY futures. Technically, change of behaviors have occurred here. We have taken out inconsequential lows, but nonetheless, we've taken them out. So that is something to consider. Prepare for everything and expect nothing. Now, if we just see a swan movement all the way to the upside, back above the current lower high at 35,450, a closure above there, I'll look for extensions to the fib extensions here. The one spot 272 still being very valid in my opinion, so long as this one doesn't confirm a downtrend, downtrend continuation. As long as it doesn't confirm downtrend continuation, I will be looking at 36,300 as the next tentative target. But we're well and far away from that. We're playing with the 21 on all three of the big three right now, and to be quite honest with you, no decisions from my end are being made until I get confirmation of rejection of the 21 or an open and closure above the 21. Moving on to DXY here, the US dollar index. Boom! Another top. No, not another top. That is fucking wrong. That is wrong. I do not believe Caretaker's RSI got this one right. We have a bearish engulfing candlestick on the daily time frame, engulfing yesterday's candle. This is a fucking top, if I've ever seen one. RSI was forced back below the exponential here, currently testing it as new tentative resistance. We do see a support being held. Maybe we do have a little bit of a consolidation period here opening up between the top side resistance at 93.56 and the bottom side support at 92.96. Again, rough estimate, right? We're not trying to be completely precise here. We do see the bottom side of the range and the top side of the range. We might have a range playing out. Maybe that's the reason why I didn't consider this a top just yet, but I could swear to you this is a fucking top. But we are putting pressure on the support right here. We are holding it as support. What's my projections here? Stochastic's looking a little dangerous with a fresh cross below the critical read here into the bullish control zone. Not a decent signal, and we just covered RSI. I want to say I put in a top and cross below the exponential here, and we do see the exponential is slightly negative, and we are slightly back above it. Doesn't mean shit. We broke it, right? Maybe we do see continuation of consolidation with a retest of the 93.56 region. And in my opinion, that is likely unless we close below this support, which would be in line with that 21 exponential here. Any closure below the 21 exponential, I'll look for a back test to confirm it as new tentative resistance before looking for an absolute decline to this region here at 92.45 and maybe even lower to the current low at 92.1. A little bit boring. Again, it's been boring for this asset for the better part of a week now, and we're still just waiting on this one to see if it continues to the upside or shits to the downside. That's going to do it for DXY. What is up with AMC? I know we got people watching for AMC. It works. Whatever works, but let me tell you something. The momentum is still to the downside. We are consistently closing candle closures below that 21 exponential here, and the 21 exponential is gaining a more negative slope here. I will be looking for continuation to this support level here at 37.17. Why? Because look at the RSI, back below the 50 read and coiling. Look, we had an attempt to go back up and you know, touch it. Damn it, my English. But we kind of flatlined, went back negative. Exponential is negative. Any movement to the upside, I will be looking for tentative rejection here. We also see stochastics continuing to decline, putting this low here at risk at the current moment in time. If stochastics cruises below 18.90 here on the stochastics chart, things are going to be a little bit more dire in my opinion. Again, the only two things that I'm looking at, the only thing that I'm looking at is the 21 here. If we're going to get bullish again, I need to see an open and closure back above the 21, and at the bare minimum, I need to see price action achieve new highs as a result. If we do see an open and closure back above the 21 exponential, I'll look for moves generally to the 51.85 region first. And again, that's where I'll be a little bit more on alert here for new highs because, you know, we could easily put in a double top within this region and reject it without seeing a new high print. But at the end of the day, if we do see a new high on this one confirmed, you know, uptrend continuation will be the main disposition. For now, we have a heinous decline below the 21 exponential. The 21 exponential is sloping to the downside, and when in doubt, pull out. You can argue very easily that this is a macro lower high in conjunction with the current all-time highs here. So, you know, take it with a grain of salt. I am looking at a couple of targets to the downside, you know, and especially if we close below 37.30 here, boy oh boy, I think things get disgusting with this asset with a you know, projected target of 32.20 first, but I think it goes even lower. So that's kind of how I'm looking at AMC. What are the requests? No, you know what? Fuck it. I want to see Bitcoin. Bitcoin. And just so you know, viewers, Jolly Lover, this is the asset that I pay the most attention to. This is the asset that I put the most effort into analyzing because this is the biggest asset that I trade. It is the asset that I have the most money involved with right now. I fucking love Bitcoin. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Something that I failed to mention in yesterday's stream here was this diagonal trend line right here. We've seen it in the past. Boom. Resistance. 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 Breakdown. Right? And then it comes up, resistance. And then we break through, support, support, support. And then break down. So what's next? Okay. I got a comment. I feel like that's a bit over minimum wage. Currently it's profitable. But my account, you know, I'm not like a filthy rich, right? I'm still working a day job. You know, I'm not, you know, fully retired yet. I'm not a filthy rich person. I'm just, you know, I'm using the YouTube platform to journal my own thoughts and help educate people. How much Bitcoin do I have? I have about $5,000 worth at the current moment in time, and I initially put in 3, and all the trades that I've made have increased my overall account to about 5,000. I've made bigger trades in the past before I knew what I was doing. I put way too much money into the market, more money than I was willing to risk, but at the end of the day, I ended up getting lucky, making a huge sum of profit from Bitcoin, and then I pulled all that money out, and then I said, I'm going to be smart, I'm going to learn how to trade, I'm going to learn technical analysis, I'm going to start with about $1,000, and then that grand, you know, pumped up to about $2,000, and then I threw in another $1,000, and then I made about $2,000 more ever since I started trading this 21 exponential moving average strategy here. And I'll give you a quick example, everybody, of the last profits that I made here coming into the 21 exponential. Again, when you're looking at the 21 exponential, you're looking for the first initial break right here, right? And then you're looking for confirmation, a secondary open and closure. I entered here, boom. Look at the profits. Look at the profits. So you know, the strategy definitely works, but it doesn't have a 100% hit rate. So coming back to it again, we're meeting that diagonal trend line of resistance at the current moment in time. We are seeing it act as tentative resistance, and if we see that follow through today and today only, in my opinion, I will be looking for continuation to the downside to this first target here at $42,200. Any closure below there, I'm looking for new lows to the bottom side of the blue box territory at $38,200. However, if we flip and come back up and confirm this as support. I will be looking for the 21 exponential here to be the next target, obviously. And if we open and close above the 21, I'll look for a test of the current lower high at 48,400. And if we take out 48,400, macro high or low, likely ends up continuation to new highs here. Is it possible to make Bitcoin for free and then use that Bitcoin to make more That's currently what I'm doing. No, you can't make it for free unless you mine. But even mining's not free because, number one, you need a fucking you need, like, I don't know, 30 graphics cards, and you need 30 good graphics cards to build a legitimate mine. Number two, all those graphics cards are going to suck on your electricity, and your electricity bill is going to go through the roof. So from my perspective, trading it and earning more Bitcoin through contract trading on Femex is the best way to earn cryptocurrency for quote-unquote free, right? So looking at Bitcoin once again, we do have, targets to the downside, targets to the upside. We do see RSI here. Again, this is very concerning in my opinion. Rejecting the negatively sloped exponential in line with that 50 read here, looking for more moves to the downside. Stochastics curling, coiling here just above the bearish control zone, looking for potential re-entry here. I will be very convinced if we confirm this as a top here with a closure below 43,500 even. Any closure below there likely signals a top on RSI, and boy, I will get stupid excited for my short position. The third target hasn't been met, but guess what? I entered in a short here. Let me get my chart. I entered in here, technically in the negative, and I entered in here, and I averaged up. Not down, I averaged up, just because I'm in a short position and not a long. So very, very excited if this confirms as a top. I will look for major downtrend continuation. And again, when in doubt, pull out. We have macro higher high, right? We have the macro top here. We have a $65,000 top, and then a heinous decline to new lows. Boom. Relief rally hits that major $52,800 resistance. Boom, confirms a potential macro lower high. I don't think that's a potential anymore. I think this is clear cut a macro lower high. So I will be looking for continuation to the downside unless convinced otherwise. That'll do it for Bitcoin. I think it's time for requests. Yeah, it's time for requests. SNDL, Sundial. I tried trading this one, got stomped out immediately. Bad. It's fucking bad. We're consolidating on lows right now. Pump up to that 21 exponential, got rejected swiftly. I will be looking for a tentative break of this region here at 69 cents, 68 cents, whatever you want to call it. So we need to look for targets to the downside. Let's really think of this here. So get a new fresh horizontal. I do think if this one breaks, man, 52 cents would be the next legitimate target in my opinion for this one. Yeah, we got a lot of touch points here, a lot of support, a lot of resistance, support. Yeah, 52 cents. It's somewhere between 50 and 52 cents would be the next projected target in my opinion to the downside if we get a confirmation break of this support. And very important to consider here, we do see stochastics deep in that bearish critical zone. Not a good look in my opinion. RSI consolidating here in the bearish neutral zone, excuse me. Comments are flying in. So if I buy $1 worth of Bitcoin, I can use that. Yes, but maybe 50, right? You want to try to get some gains. You want to try to get some gains when you're trading, but Jolly Lover, if you're gonna entertain the thought of trading, man, I highly recommend you do some research, you do some studies. I'm 4 years deep into this beautiful, wonderful thing called trading, and guess what? I'm not filthy rich yet. It takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of effort, it takes tireless nights. I remember back when I was still learning, I was putting in like 18, 19 hours a day, right? I would go to my day job, study while I can, study when I can while I'm at my day job, pay attention to the market, and then I come home at midnight and then cram until 7 in the morning. Go to bed at 7 in the morning, get up at freaking noon. That's the life, man. You got to put hours into this stuff. You got to really get a nuanced interpretation of what it really means to be a day trader, because you got to learn risk and position management. You got to learn on the indicators. You got to learn what an uptrend or a downtrend is, market reversal, candlestick formations, candlestick patterns, tops and bottom. The whole 9 yards. You got to learn it. But for SNDL, though, to be quite honest with you, yeah, we do have a little bit of a micro uptrend here in formation on the RSI, but guess what? That does not speak the same language here, printing new lows below the 21 exponential here. I'm very convinced that this one is ready to die. And at the end of the day, we have to also take into consideration this is a dog shit penny stock. I don't have any faith in penny stocks. It didn't used to be, right? It didn't used to be. It wasn't a penny stock for what, like a month, and then penny stock. This one's not looking for market reversal until the following conditions are confirmed. Number one, I need to see new macro highs. For this one, for bullish continuation, boom. I need to see closures above $1.20. A closure above the 21 exponential would give me confidence of, moves to the upside, but those are not macro moves that I'd be looking for. But again, we have negative momentum here on stochastics, disgusting, ugly momentum here on the RSI, consolidating in that bearish neutral zone. I would definitely be confident in saying any candle closure below 68 cents here sends this one flying like a rocket to that 52-cent target. So that's SNDL. What is next? Ethereum. What do we got on Ethereum here? ETH. Boop. Same thing. It's the same thing, you guys, as Bitcoin. Again, Ethereum likely follows Bitcoin. This one looking real choppy as well. Cross back down after confirming a new low in stochastics, back in the bearish control zone here, not looking delicious. RSI rejecting the 50 read as well as the negatively sloped exponential, not so delicious either. Any closure below yesterday's open, in my opinion, will confirm maybe yesterday's wick down. Maybe below 30.31 here. Any closure below 30.31, maybe I'll go conservative here. Any closure below $3,000 even, I will look for a top call here on the RSI, and I will look for swift continuation to new lows to 26.30 here as the downtrend likely continues. As a result, again, we do have our high followed by a lower high, break of the 21 exponential with a perfect entry for a short position on the 21, and then boom, follow through a nice relief bounce here. I do believe cryptocurrency is just bouncing. I do not believe that this is a bullish continuation just yet until proven otherwise. But right now, I'm looking for lower highs. It's the same disposition. First target to the downside will be 26.30 here, and if we do recover a back above the 21 exponential, the disposition will remain the same until we see candle closures on new highs above 36.25 even. I will not be convinced of bullish continuation to new highs. So that's going to do it for Ethereum. What is next? Cardano, likely the same on ADA. We'll go ahead and take a look at it. Yep. Likely the same indeed. Same kind of thing here. We do see RSI, hitting that 50 read, hitting that exponential, boom, pressure to the downside. We do see price action as well, hitting that 21, boom, pressure to the downside. If we close below 2.19 here, a lower high top call likely gets confirmed on RSI, and continuation to the low, maybe even further to 1.91 is my next target to the downside. Again, unless we confirm new highs above this resistance here, I'm going to be very confident that we're looking at a long-term downtrend for the next year. Oh man, I got some comments. Well, I'll just be a streamer. Let's get it. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So yeah, similar action here on stochastics as well. A little coiling action in the bearish control zone. Again, same disposition. If Bitcoin moves and confirms a lower high, this one likely does the same, as Ethereum, and downtrend continuation likely ends up being the result. And again, even if we do see an open and closure above the 21, we still have to see new highs before I'm convinced of any kind of bullish momentum to new highs here, especially above the current, all-time high resistance. Yeah. So that'll do it for ADA here. AHT is the next one. I have 3 more, and that's going to wrap up the stream for the day. Ashford Hospitality Trust. Back above. All right. Yeah, I'm looking for continuation. I'm looking for continuation above the 15.90 region here. Yeah, we're not below. We're not above it yet. So yes, arguably we are consolidating, but we do have a little bit of an uptrend to consider here. We do have a lower low followed by a higher low followed by a higher high. Yeah. If we close above 15.90, I would look for continuation all the way back up. But if we meet 15.90 and reject down, I'm just going to look for this phase here to continue for for the foreseeable future. Stochastics bouncing back off the bullish or the bearish control zone back into neutral territory. I do like that signal. RSI, nice big rip back above the exponential here, confirming that low. I also like that. Again, the one condition that I'm looking for here is 15.90. Any candle closure above there, I will look for targeted moves all the way back up to 17.90 for AHT. MMAT, I already did that. CEI, and then I'll do the Hall of Fame. CEI, Chamber Energy. Oh man, this fucking, oh yeah, this one's potentially looking at reversal here. I mean, not from a macro perspective, but look, beautiful, juicy fucking trade off the 21 here. A higher low confirmed in the bullish control zone. RSI back above the exponential here. Exponential back to a positive slope. I would be aware of potential bearish divergence, but momentum oscillators are completely expanded in the bullish control zone, bullish critical zones here. Volatility is absolutely expanded to the max. I will do Hall of Fame next after this one, but no, I haven't done Hall of Fame yet. This one, absolutely fucking beautiful. I am looking for continuation tests of the current high all the way up to $2.40. Any candle closure above $2.40. Woof. 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 Definitely indicative of long. If we achieve $3.30, bro, man, this one's looking at an absolute long-term rip to the upside, to be quite honest with you. And I would start playing with all these resistances to come. So, for now, we're above the 21. As long as we're above the 21, I am not looking for any kind of momentum to the downside. And that is very, very, very evident here on the RSI and the stochastics. And again, look at that volatility at the 100 percentile. Absolutely expanded to the max. It doesn't get any more volatile than this market is right now. Absolutely ripping off the new lows. Boom. Crushing all these resistances along the way on the daily time frame. I do like this one for continuation. And to be quite honest with you, I actually like this one for new highs in this formation as a whole. So unless we close back below that 21 exponential and confirm an opening closure below it, up is my only disposition. All right, last one for the day. Hall of Fame. Boom! There it is. I am looking for continuation at the current moment in time. Yep, that's confirmed as support. I will be looking for continuation to the current high at $3.38. And to be quite honest with you, if we confirm above $3.38, I think this one rips, to be quite honest with you. It's been building for quite some time. It's been a little rocky here for the Hall of Fame. Back above the exponential, confirming it as support, and back above the 50 read as well. I'll be convinced of that continuation with a break of that resistance at 338 and a new high on RSI. I'll look for an absolute rip. Stochastics absolutely ripping back above the neutral territory here. I do like this signal a lot. I will be looking for continuation unless the following condition is met, and a crash. A lower high in this formation right here in conjunction with this high right here. If that is confirmed, which would be confirmed in my opinion with a closure below $2.96, I will look for new lows at the end of the day. Very exciting. Volatility, is starting to collapse a little bit, which is indicative of potential consolidation. So this definitely could consolidate, open up a big range here and start consolidating for a little while. That is not out of the question, but that theory would be thrown out the window in my opinion with any closure above 337. So that's going to do it for the Hall of Fame here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. If you did, bring your friends in here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tick that little bell. Thanks for being here, everybody. And that's going to do it. Thanks for stopping along. I can't express, I'm not that active during the day. I have a day job. I work a day job. I'm not that active during the day. I try to be whenever I can. But at the end of the day, I'm at work. I'm doing work. And there's still so much activity going on in the group. I do appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. And yeah, that's going to do it for today, everybody. And until next time, you know what it is, y'all. Stay safe. Stay happy.